Hello everyone, good evening, how are you and where are you watching us from? In this episode we are talking Evans Ndicka, that central defender that Arsenal is so much close to. Then we are talking Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, the president of Lazio, has really come out and really said the amount of money that Arsenal is supposed to pay to sign Savic, if at all they really want him, because he has been linked to Arsenal very many times. Then we are going to talk about the Pablo Mari current situation, because you all know that he was stabbed yesterday in Milan, and obviously he has underwent a surgery, and obviously we want to know how long is he going to take without playing football, and when is he going to return to do some physical work at his side, which goes by the names of AS Monza, a side that really signed him on a loan with an option to buy from a club which goes by the names of Arsenal. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, smash the subscription button. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel. Guys, let's go eyes, because we need to go on and really do this together. And obviously I believe that maybe later today I might really do a live video and really see what your reactions are really going to be as far as this team is concerned, and that is Arsenal. Now today from Masegero in there for you, they've told us that Lazio president Claudio Lotito on midfielder Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, who has been linked with Arsenal, he is saying, I will not sell Milinkovic-Savic, I'll offer him a renewal, I reiterate, he's now worth 120 million euros, and every month that surpasses the price goes up. But Arsenal has been linked to this guy who goes by the name of Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. This guy is a revelation. You see, when he's playing in the midfield, he plays in every attacking area of the midfield, provided it's central. You get, he can play close to Thomas Partey, he can play in with Thomas Partey, Odegaard and Grant Xhaka. He can even play with any midfielder at Arsenal, and that is Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. The most amazing bit of him is the number of goals that he really scores from that position. The assists he puts in, because last season he had close to, were they 18 assists and close to 28 goals a season. So that is a central attack midfielder known as Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. But my worry is always, why hasn't this guy been bought from Italy? There might be question marks as to why this guy has not been bought from Italy. I can take you back 4 or 5 years back when Jose Mourinho joined Manchester United. This is 6 years back, that was 2016. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic was one of those players that was so much linked to joining Manchester United, and we thought it was coming. But why didn't he come? If United never signed him, why hasn't any big club signed him? To really narrow it to the nearest team in Italy, why haven't teams like Juventus, Inter Milan and AC Milan signed this player, if at all he is that good? Meaning that there are question marks about this player, and I believe they would have loved to sell him, but because year in year out his selling has always stalled, that's why the president is coming out to say like this, because this player's contract is running down, and he's saying that he is not going to sell him, and he's really worth 120 million euros. And in the modern market, no one can go in for Sergej Milinkovic-Savic at 120 million euros, because he's 27 years of age, playing in the Serie A, and obviously the only price that can go in for is 60 million pounds. I believe that's when a team can go in and really get him in. But I believe Arsenal can't go in for Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. That's it. I believe the agent is just putting out the noise because he wants maybe his client to go on and really get another move. And maybe even Sergej Milinkovic-Savic is pressurizing his client that, please, can I go to the Premier League and really do the needful? And how do you get your player to get a move that he really wants? You just have to go out there and really put it in the news that he is not happy at the club. Maybe the president is saying blah, blah, blah. You throw a stone in the bush to see what really comes out of the bush, or you are luring snakes out of their holes. That is what the agent is doing, and I believe they are connecting him so much on Arsenal because Arsenal is having midfield problems, and they are no longer connecting him to Manchester United because United is now has almost solved his midfield problems, and Sergej Milinkovic-Savic is not one of those players that can be linked to Manchester United because in ideal thinking, you will go on and really ask yourself, why would United go in for Sergej Milinkovic-Savic? Because right now it's not their problem. Their problem is a right back. They're having a problem on the center forwards and obviously what we call another central defender. So that's why you see at United very many players are billing to them as right backs, central defenders, and obviously center forwards. 3 players. Now at Arsenal, because they know they are in search of a midfielder, and Arteta Mikel has deployed his scouts to go on and really scout on and really get him one midfielder is going to sign in January. Obviously, they have to link every midfielder to Arsenal. But worryingly enough, a side which goes by names of Sergej Milinkovic-Savic and his agent, Arsenal is only going to be having £50 million to spend in January. So there is no way Arsenal is going to go in for Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. They can't go in for just one player in the names of Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. I believe they should go on and really bring in another player who plays on the right attacking side of the midfield in that role that Bukayo Saka plays in there for you. So I believe that Sergej Milinkovic-Savic is a very good player, and if at all he's added to Arsenal, he can add lots of things to them because he'll bring goals, the area threat, creativity, and obviously his physical game is really undoubted, and the Serbian is really a very, very good player. But I believe Mikel Arteta won't go for him when there is a player like Yuri Tielemans. In January, he's going to be less than £10 million, and in the summer, he's really going to be for free. I believe Mikel Arteta believes so much in Yuri Tielemans than Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, and I believe they've already talked with the player, and maybe the player knows his destination is going to Arsenal. And when Tielemans crosses to Arsenal, I expect no rumors of Sergej Milinkovic-Savic to surface in the news again that is going to go to side which goes by names of Arsenal. And saying that he's worth £120 million, that is a joke. That is a total joke from the president, because we know what it means for a player to go for £120 million. Obviously, his stats are really immense, like last season. Obviously, he was really a very good player, but I believe he is not that kind of player that is worth that amount of money in this modern market. If Frankie de Jong is valued at is valued at 80 million euros, how can you value Sergej Milinkovic-Savic at 120 million euros? No way you can really go ahead and really value him at that amount of money. If at all Sergej Milinkovic-Savic was performing at this level at the age of like 23, 24, then he would have gone in to make that value. But I believe Arsenal won't go in for him. It's just the agent of Sergej Milinkovic-Savic putting this in the news to gain momentum, such that he really gets him to go on and really sign him. Now, let's go to a man who goes by names of Evan Ndicka. Evan Ndicka is really a very good player, central defender, who plays as a left back for Eintracht Frankfurt, who are playing in the Champions League, and this season has been really good for him. I've seen him play 5 pre-Champions League games. He has played 11 Bundesliga games, and he's not an injury-prone player. 23 years of age. This guy is really a revelation, and obviously he's really doing a wonderful job for a side which goes by the names of Frankfurt. And guess who wants him? Mikel Arteta really wants Evans Ndicka, and he is wanted by Arsenal. And today, Ben Jacobs, while appearing on the Give Me Sport podcast, he has gone ahead to let us know that Arsenal like the player. They've certainly done their legwork and their due diligence and their scouting on him. There is a lot of interest in the player, not just from the Premier League, but across all European clubs as well. So it's confirmed from all people like Fabrizio Romano and very many other football pundits we've seen for a very long period of time that Arsenal is really an admirer of this 23-year-old player. To me, I believe they need him. As you've been always asking me from the summer that which signings are really paramount. I really expected Arsenal to make 4 signings this summer, including a left-footed central defender, a left back, a center forward, and a right attacking midfielder. That's it. Those were the most calling for signings for Arsenal. And what showed you that they needed a left-footed central defender going in for Lisandro Martinez? Arsenal went in for Lisandro Martinez, and Edwin van der Sar recently told us that Arsenal gave them a sounding no, but obviously United won the heart of Lisandro Martinez and broke the bank to go in and really bring in a player who goes by the names of Lisandro Martinez. Them wanting Lisandro Martinez is an indicator that Mikel Arteta knew that he needs a left-footed central defender to go on and really battle it up with Gabriel Magalhaes, because Gabriel Magalhaes is playing every game of Arsenal this season, and obviously that fatigue will go in and really cost him maybe one day, one time in his future. But it's the same Mikel Arteta who told us that a quality player or a top player should go in and play close to 60, 70 games a season, and I believe that is okay, and I believe Gabriel Magalhaes might not get affected with fatigue, but one thing you can't rule out for a player like him is injury. That's it. So Arsenal is having 4 central defenders, but to me, I don't count. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, I'm sorry, I don't count Rob Holding. I don't count him as a central defender for you, because I believe he's vulnerable. And if I told you are having defenders, central defenders like Ben White, Saliba, and Gabriel Magalhaes, you need another defender to perform at the same level, because these defenders really need to be at the same level. Look at Man City. How many central defenders do they have? Akanji, Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ek, Laporte, and John Stones. They're having 5 quality central defenders, meaning that if you're a team like Arsenal competing with Man City, you have to go on and really have defenders of the same quality that are competing with that of Man City. And obviously, when you bring in Ndicka, he is really going to be one of those defenders that is going to go on and really get the job done. His height is not a question. Good on the ball. He has the agility that everyone will call for at Arsenal. And obviously, you can rest the partnership of Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba, and you partner him with Ben White, and Tomiyasu plays as a right back, then Kienti and Ozechenko plays as a left back, then everything will go on as planned for side, which goes by the names of Arsenal. So Arsenal is scouting him, but one thing I've liked about this story that Arsenal fans should really give a lot of spotlight on to all concerned is that there is a lot of interest in the player, not just from Premier League, but from all across European teams as well. And to me, you know, I support Manchester United, and I got to know about this guy and Akanji when Ralf Rangnick was still at Manchester United. These are the kind of signings he wanted United to make. Not very expensive. He can go for like 30 million euros, that is like 25 million pounds, and I believe Arsenal can go in and really bring in a player like him to go on and really do the needful, because they can get him on a cheap, and obviously they can get the best out of him. That is the latest about Evan Ndicka, and I've seen very many Arsenal fans go onto this channel in the comment section and ask me about Ndicka. I believe you guys have now given you an update about this Ivan Ndicka guy, because you've been asking me about him, and I'm to go out in here to really know who has been asking me about this guy. There is someone who has been asking me about this guy frequently, and I believe today I've answered you, and obviously we're really doing a very great job in the voice. Smash the like button, comment and share. If I told you you're watching us for the very first time, go in the lower right bottom corner and smash the subscription button. And obviously this is the Rokani Media Football. We are into the Arsenal transfer news show, and obviously if I told you are outside there and you want to sponsor our show, you can as well email us, and obviously we will be getting back to you, and obviously can gang business in there for you, because you're having numbers that really view us. Now, yesterday you knew it that Arsenal player on the move to Monza, that is Pablo Mari, was stabbed yesterday in Italy, Milan, and it was really bad news that where he was stabbed, someone died, and he came out and said that he saw someone die and lose his life, and he's really grateful to the Lord that his life was saved, and that is Pablo Mari. And now Mikel Arteta came out and really said a lot about it. Arsenal issued a statement, because this player is on really a loan with an option to buy if at all AS Monza stays into what we call the Italian Serie A. If you don't know AS Monza, it's really one of the teams that is owned by the former president of AC Milan, that is Berlusconi, and obviously he's the owner of AS Monza. That's why it is in Milan, and obviously it's really a very good team, and he's trying to see to it that it really goes ahead and really stays into what we call the Serie A. And it's a very big blow for them, because this is one of their best defenders they have, and obviously the game of football for them will never be the same enough, because of the report that has really come on through that I want to go on and really throw in your face, that is really going to haunt the fans of Arsenal and obviously the fans of AS Monza. How is it going to haunt the fans of Arsenal? Because if Monza gets relegated back to Serie B, Arsenal doesn't get money. Pablo Mari comes back to Arsenal. If Monza stays in Serie A, Arsenal gets close to 60 million to 6 million euros for a player they bought at 800,000 euros. 800,000 euros. So that means they'll be making a profit of close to 5 million euros. So it's really very, very annoying to Arsenal fans. That's why I've brought it. And obviously, we've been told that Pablo Mari successfully underwent surgery to reconstruct 2 injured back muscles this morning. He is expected to remain in hospital over the weekend before beginning rehabilitation for around 2 months, meaning that for 2 months he's really away, and I believe it's really going to be a breather for them. And I think AS Monza will go on and play the next 3-4 games they have before they go in the World Cup break, because the World Cup break is going to help them not play for like 1.5 months. Then later, I think towards the end of January, this guy will go on and really come back, because 2 months, today is 28th November on month, 28th December, 2 months, meaning that at the beginning of the year, maybe January, he'll be back on the field of play to go on and really help this side. So it's really very bad news for Arsenal fans, because if at all he was going to play, if at all he was to play a huge role into this team of AS Monza and they stayed into the Italian Serie A, that meant a profit of close to 5 million euros to a side which goes by the names of Arsenal. So guys, thank you very much for watching in. Your reactions to Savic, 120 million euros, and Evans Ndicka are welcome in the comment section below. Rokani David is my name. Keep it Rokani Media Football, and thank you guys for watching in. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, and subscribe to this channel. May the Almighty God protect you abundantly. Enjoy your Friday and your weekend. Arsenal is playing Nottingham at the Emirates on Sunday, I think at around 17 hours. African Standard Time, and obviously I might end the day today with the match preview of Arsenal versus AS Monza. Not AS Monza versus Nottingham. I'm out.